Have you ever planned your life with so much clarity, only to watch it fall apart in ways you never imagined? You were not careless. You were not lazy. You were not irresponsible. You thought it through. You tried to do the right thing. You even prayed for it. And still, things didn't work out. That's the moment when trusting God's plan feels almost impossible, because it's not just a plan that failed, it's your expectations, your timelines, and sometimes your faith. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, My Sanity Hub, and today we're going to talk about why God's plan often contradicts ours, and why that contradiction may not be punishment, but protection, preparation, and purpose. So let's begin. When things don't go as planned, confusion doesn't hit immediately. It comes slowly. At first, you try to stay logical. You tell yourself, maybe I need to try harder. Then you try being patient, then hopeful. But after a while, something inside begins to break. Because logically, you did everything right. You made decisions with intention. You put in effort. You stayed sincere. Yet life still brought delays, losses, heartbreaks you never asked for. And then a quiet question starts repeating itself in your mind. If I was right, then what went wrong? That question is heavy because it doesn't just question the situation, it questions you, your intelligence, your judgment, your faith. This is where most people get stuck. On one side, there is the mind. The mind wants control. It wants timelines, logic, guarantees. On the other side, there is the soul. The soul wants peace, but peace requires trust, and trust feels risky when life has already disappointed you. So you stand in the middle, trying to control what you can while hoping God somehow fixes what you can't. This inner conflict is exhausting. You're not failing. You're simply trying to hold control in a phase that demands surrender. Let's be honest. Most of our plans are not born out of alignment. They are born out of fear. Fear of being left behind, fear of being alone, fear of failure, fear of wasting time. So we rush, we cling, we force timelines. We plan not because we are inspired, but because we are afraid. And fear-based plans may look practical, but they are rarely peaceful. God's plan works differently. It does not come from fear. It comes from purpose. Here's something we often forget. We see moments. God sees lifetimes. We see today's pain. God sees tomorrow's strength. We see a closed door. God sees the room it would have trapped us in. When something doesn't work out, we assume it's loss. But many times, it's protection. Protection from relationships that would have drained you, protection from paths that would have shrunk you, protection from becoming someone you were never meant to be. Not every rejection is a punishment. Some are redirections. God's plan does not prioritize comfort. It prioritizes growth. Our plans usually sound like this. I just want peace. I just want stability. I just want things to work. God's plan sounds like, I want you healed. I want you aligned. I want you strong. And healing is not comfortable. Alignment is not easy. Strength is built through pressure. So yes, God's plan may disrupt your comfort, but it will never sabotage your soul. One of the hardest things to accept is delay. When something doesn't arrive on time, we assume it's not meant for me. But many delays exist for a reason. Because if certain blessings came early, they would break you instead of building you. Delay builds patience. Delay builds wisdom. Delay builds emotional maturity. God prepares the person before delivering the promise. A rushed blessing rarely lasts. A prepared one transforms your life. Here's a truth most people resist. You cannot receive miracles while gripping control. Control comes from distrust. Surrender comes from faith. When you micromanage life, you leave no room for divine intervention. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means saying, "I've done my part. Now I trust what I cannot see." And that trust is powerful. This part hurts, but it heals. Not everything that enters your life is meant to stay, and not everything that leaves is a loss. Attachment creates suffering. Alignment creates peace. If something walked away, collapsed, or faded, it was either completed or misaligned. What is truly meant for you will not require force, begging, or self-betrayal. God removes what cannot stay with you where you are going. Many times, what we want is not what we need. The ego wants validation. The soul wants truth. The ego wants recognition. The soul wants alignment. God's plan often disappoints the ego, but deeply satisfies the soul. That's why it feels confusing at first, but peaceful later. Trusting God's plan does not mean understanding it. Faith means walking without proof, choosing trust when logic fails, remaining grounded when clarity is absent. Faith is not passive, it is courageous. It says, "I don't see it yet, but I believe it's working." If you reflect honestly, you'll notice something powerful. The moments that once hurt you later shaped you. The doors that once closed saved you. The delays that frustrated you prepared you. God's plan often makes sense only in hindsight. Surrender is not giving up on life. It's giving up the illusion of control. It's choosing peace over anxiety, trust over fear, flow over resistance. You don't lose power when you surrender. You gain peace. Even when things fall apart, God never leaves you empty. Every phase brings lessons, strength, wisdom, grace. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is random. Even your pain has purpose. So, if you're in a phase where nothing makes sense, where your plans collapsed, where you feel tired of trying to control everything, maybe life isn't asking you to try harder. Maybe it's asking you to trust deeper. God's plan is not here to punish you. It's here to align you. And alignment always leads to peace, even if the path looks uncertain at first. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to breathe it in. Share this with someone who's struggling to trust the process. And if you're on a journey of healing, surrender, and self-growth, subscribe and stay connected. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is trust.